Greetings, gentlemen and ladies, I am the old school game snob, and in today's video we are matching up Frozen Orb against Blizzard. We are starting today in the Glacial Trail, of an appropriate setting for such a showdown between absolute giants, mega titans, and impressive spells in the Sorceress arsenal. Let's kick things off. We're going to do some considerations and evaluate which of these two spells is the better. For our testing and evaluation, we will be using the working man's setup. This is nothing too super expensive, but nothing too super cheap. We've got Shaco, we've got a crystal sword, we've got a spirit shield, we've got vampire magi, we have got some mana rings. Basically nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy, just enough to give us a plus 12 to all skills. The first consideration is the amount of point expenditure required to max out both of these spells. On the one hand, our Frozen Orb receives synergies from Ice Bolt. To max out Frozen Orb takes 20 points, to max out Ice Bolt takes 20 points. So for 40 hard points, you have maxed out your Frozen Orb skill. Of course, I'm not including Cold Mastery on this, but because that is sort of a default addition to both of these spells. So we are going to take things into the cow level and just take a look at our clear speed and how effective these spells can take down cows. I think cows are a nice point of evaluation of just pure damage output. And the Blizzard spell, all maxed out, is very good. As you can see, it's having no problem taking down cows for its 40 hardpoint expenditure. Okay, here we have a wave of cows, a whole wall of cows. Let's see how fast this Frozen Orb takes them down, and later on we will compare just how fast Blizzard takes them down. And I will do some additional runs of clear speeds, how quickly I can clear out the entire cow level with both of the different spells, and then I'll kind of show you the results as best as I can figure. We'll probably try out these spells in a couple other spots as well and see how they do. But otherwise, the Frozen Orb is very nice in its placement and how it functions in terms of where you want it to go. Basically, the Blizzard spell we will take a look at in a little while, but Frozen Orb you can just put anywhere. It does hit hard enough to have a sort of a stunning effect on these cows, which slows them down and puts them into a hit recovery. And it, of course, has that nice freezing effect. So you have very good cloud control. You have very good crowd control with the Frozen Orb. And yeah, you just kind of run and place and run and place and run and place. Don't pay any attention to that body over there. I had an unfortunate incident with forgetting to bind my teleport key. That's okay. Anyway, this is the clear speed. Okay, let's take a look at our Blizzard spell, and then we'll do some evaluation, some additional comparisons after that. Alright, moving on to Blizzard. Okay, taking a look at Blizzard, we have a nice 47 to 4900 damage. Blizzard takes synergies from Ice Bolt, Ice Blast, and Glacial Spike. So in order to max out Blizzard, we are looking at 80 hard points of expenditure, plus that 20 into Cold Mastery, of course, compared to the 40 that are required to max out Frozen Orb. So there's an indicator already of some differences between these two spells. Let's take a look at how this Blizzard spell now performs on large groups of cows. Here we are back at the Moo farm, and you can see immediately the clear speed, the kill speed on cows is a lot quicker. Our Frozen Orb did have us running around quite a bit and throwing quite a few Frozen Orb spells. The Blizzard spell, on the other hand, basically seems to knock these cows down in a single bolt, a single shard, maybe two shards, give or take. But yeah, there's a dramatic difference in just how quickly these two spells, well, I better watch what I'm doing, take out these cows. I got a fast-moving cow right there. That's no good. We don't need you, buddy. We're doing an experiment here. Just leave things alone. Here, we'll show a little bit more Blizzard, and then we will move on to another experiment. So we go. Big groups of cows, they just go down extremely fast. You just have to get them to walk through the Blizzard. The only problem with Blizzard is it is perhaps a little bit more difficult to target, basically. Not too difficult, and I'm sure, you know, everything's just a matter of practice and timing, right? Get the cows to run into the Blizzard, don't directly cast it on them. But as you can see, it's actually a little bit slower in actually hitting what you want to hit if it's a smaller group. It's like, come on, cow. Come on, go through my Blizzard. Whereas Frozen Orb is just directly where you want it to go. It just goes exactly where you want to put it. So, but that being said, Blizzard hits so hard, you really don't have to be that accurate in your targeting to absolutely annihilate everything. So targeting goes to Frozen Orb, but raw damage, of course, goes to Blizzard. However, like I said, we are looking at 80 points of investment into Blizzard and only 40 into Frozen Orb. What would happen if we only invested 40 into Blizzard? Okay, we are now going to look at a pound for pound comparison between these two spells. Each of them gets 40 points of skill point investment. So Blizzard is now at 24 to 2600 damage, and we will see how this stacks up against its counterpart, Frozen Orb, with a similar investment of skill points. Okay, here we go. Let's see. How's Blizzard looking? Similar skill points. I can say that it is actually taking these cows down pretty good, actually. Pretty good. Well, when it actually hits them. But they are falling pretty darn fast. I'm not actually noticing a huge difference in how quickly they fall. Let's see if we can find a bigger group of cows somewhere to test on. There we go. That'll do. Yeah, it's still pretty fast. I can say that's still pretty darn fast. A tiny bit slower maybe, but still, it's almost like instant death. Okay, I have reset the cow level, and I have put a 40 point into each of the Blizzard and Frozen Orb. Frozen Orb gets +2 from Ice Bolt. Blizzard also gets its +5 from Ice Bolt, so I have 20 into Ice Bolt, 20 into Blizzard, 20 into Frozen Orb, 20 into Cold Mastery, and we're going to kind of swap back and forth between these spells. So continuing our previous experiment on Blizzard, we're going to test a few more cows and see how the 40 point Blizzard stacks up, and then we'll test a little bit more Frozen Orb, just kind of like side by side, kind of back to back, to kind of compare clear speeds a little bit. So yeah, Blizzard is doing very well. The only issue with Blizzard is, of course, getting that targeting to land in the right spot. Now we have a bit of a fast mover elite pack, so we're going to skip past that because that kind of muddies up the experiment. Let's try a little bit more Frozen Orb here. That's a champion. We don't want him. Let's see. We'll check out this group. Looks all like normal cows. Okay, normal cows will be fine. Alright. Frozen Orb is also doing a very good job of taking down these cows. As you can see, they get hit, they fall down. Yeah, it's doing really good. Between the two, I absolutely enjoy the Frozen Orb a lot more. It's just so soothing. There's just something so rhythmic and almost melodic about casting Frozen Orb, but it does seem to take a little bit longer to take the cows down. It does feel more controlled also, though, whereas Blizzard is like, oh, come on, cows, please get hit by some of these things. I'm running around trying to herd you guys. Frozen Orb slows down the ones that I want to slow down exactly without any sort of the randomness that occurs from the Blizzard spell. But again, here we are back to Blizzard, taking a look at how quick these cows fall down, and it is quicker. Even a 40 point Blizzard does feel quicker to me. I don't want it to be. I like Frozen Orb better. It's more fun, and I don't want Blizzard to be better, but it does feel faster. A little bit more difficult to target. So maybe when you consider, just the slight targeting, slowing effect, it takes a little bit longer to hit all your targets. Do they balance out a little bit? Let's do a little bit more Frozen Orb here. So what I'm going to do next, actually, since it seems to me that between the two, Frozen Orb is absolutely the easier one, the nicer spell to use. So what would happen, I wonder, if we absolutely max out a character's potential and bring our Frozen Orb up into God tier, basically, and our Blizzard also up into God tier. So how does that look in the sort of end game evaluation when you have a really nice functional targeting orb spell at its max potential versus a Blizzard spell, which will always be a little bit harder to use, right? So that's going to be, I think, the next question. Ooh, I interrupt this video to thank the nearly 17,000 of you who have subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate the support. You absolute rock stars. Thank you very much. Actually, while we're at it here, since we have both of these spells maxed out, how do they look as a synergy with each other? So we have Frozen Orb to slow things down, and then Blizzard to deal out that damage. Frozen Orb to control the crowd, Blizzard to deal out the damage. It's actually not a bad synergy between the two. Okay, welcome to our God tier Blizzard Sorceress. Hello, kitty. Kitty just walked in. Now we have a 46 points into all of our skills. We are sitting on a whole bunch of skiller charms, the Hellfire Torch, the Annihilus charm. Our blizzard damage is 11 to 12,000. So let's go and see if this improves how we do in the Moo farm, our clear speed. Obviously the cows die instantly, pretty much instantly, but they were kind of dying instantly before too, right? Like our previous setup, our previous working man's budget of gear was also killing cows really, really quickly. So I don't know. Let's see if we can find a nice big group of them here. There's a little group as usual. The kind of targeting issue does apply. They do seem to be dying a little harder, like they're exploding into little ice shards a little bit more frequently by the looks of it. I think that happens when you overkill something, but I'm not entirely sure about that actually. Yeah, let's see. Where's a good big group? This character would love a nice big group of cows all together, all at once. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, here's Blizzard affected by the usual targeting concerns, right? The usual sort of targeting problems. It's not a big problem, but it is definitely a little bit less precise than Frozen Orb. So now the big question is going to be, how good does Frozen Orb get at maximum level? Okay, I'm pretty curious to test this out. Okay, welcome to the God tier. Frozen Orb Sorceress, 46 points into Frozen Orb Synergy, Cold Mastery, 1,177 to 1,200 points of Frozen Orb damage. Let's see how she does at the Moo farm. No, we're not going to start with those fast cows. We're just looking for normal cows. Here we go. Pretty fast, pretty good. Not too very bad. Let's see. Let's find a bigger group and see how she does. Well, the clear speed is pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, it's not instantly killing everything with one shot, very much like our Blizzard spell does, but it is clearing very, very well. Oh, I mean, I would expect it to clear very well with 46 points into it. Honestly, I'm a little bit underwhelmed, actually, with 46 points, with perfect skillers, with perfect everything. I'm still not one-shotting these cows. Yeah. I don't know. There we go. There's a bit of a minion pack. Let's see. I mean, it's fast. I mean, definitely fast. But is it, God tier fast? I don't know. It's very controlled, though. Everything I want to slow down, everything I want to hit, everything I want to keep from breathing down my neck and catching up with me and threatening me in any way is very, very easy to do that with Frozen Orb. I can, put this Frozen Orb exactly where I want it to go. Blizzard, of course, is a little bit more difficult to target, and things can slip through that Blizzard. And, I think I'm out of mana potions. It occurs to me to add a little note to this video, because I can kind of read the comments in my mind ahead of time. A lot of you are probably going to say, in terms of crowd control with Blizzard, well, you probably wouldn't use Blizzard all on its own. You would also have Glacial Spike to kind of supplement its crowd control and keeping monsters from breathing down your neck. And yes, technically that's true. But for the purpose of this video, we are comparing apples with apples, Blizzard with Orb, and that is it. That's our test here today. Alright. We're going to gather up a whole bunch of cows here for a bit of a grand finale, at least on this test. I have one more test to take a look at, but here we go. Let's see how this character does with her maxed out Frozen Orb against a whole field of cows. Alright. I mean, like I say, it's very controlled. You weave in and out and you throw your blizzards and you slow down what you want to slow down and you put into hit recovery the things you want to keep from catching up with you. That being said, things are going into hit recovery instead of instantly dying, very much like our Blizzard spell was able to accomplish. I mean, fast. I would expect nothing less than fast, though, at 46 points. So the fact that things aren't instantly dying is a bit of a mark against Frozen Orb. All right, we have one more thing to look at. Here's the thing. Frozen Orb was actually the spell that made me fall in love with Diablo, and I have no more fun than using the Frozen Orb spell. It's just so fun and so cool. It especially shines through Nightmare difficulty. That being said, I really wanted Frozen Orb to do better. And that also being said, I do think there is one practical use for Frozen Orb, and that will be in our next little experiment here. And here's the other thing too, right? Like, sure, Blizzard does have more kill power, but not every monster you're going to deal with has sort of the tanky hit points of cows, which are quite tanky. In a lot of cases, the Frozen Orb might be a faster clear spell if you're dealing with monsters that have a lower hit pool, right? Because you have more control over where those Frozen Orbs go, and just that precision could potentially make certain areas more viable in terms of farming with Blizzard versus Frozen Orb. So just because, you know, Frozen Orb didn't win the cow level, it doesn't mean that it wouldn't necessarily be the better spell in certain areas. So I just want to kind of, you know, put that little asterisk point on this video. Okay, here is our last test for this video. This is going to test how viable either of these two spells is as a supplementary secondary spell for, let's say, something like a lightning sorceress or a fireball sorceress, right? If you want to get another element type in order to deal with immunities in hell, you need another spell, and in this case, between the two, Blizzard and Frozen Orb, which of these two spells is most viable? So these spells have both got 20 points each, and that is it. They get one in Cold Mastery, and they get 20 points each. No synergies at all. Whoops, I forgot teleport. Oh no. Okay, hang on a sec. Emergency. Alright, let's try that again. Starting with Frozen Orb. See how well Frozen Orb takes down these cow packs. Whoa. Alright. Not bad. I can say already not bad. For 20 points hard and no synergies or anything like that, it's not too bad. Their cows are going down pretty good. You know, you would expect to have to run around a little bit and do some kiting and stuff, and that is exactly what I'm doing. But yeah, they're going down pretty good. Not too bad. Okay, so there's 20 hard points into Frozen Orb. Let's do 20 hard into Blizzard down here, this next pack. Let's see how this does. They are not now dying instantly like they usually do. There's so many cows. Okay, yeah, like they're no longer dying instantly, so that is slowing down the Blizzard spell, certainly. Still not too bad. Not too bad. And it's clearing them pretty well as well. Let's see here. I mean, that's... Whoa. Yeah. We got a fast-moving minion there. Oh no. Let's just go. No. Okay, alright. Are all of these fast-moving minions? They just all seem to be moving really fast to me. Oh my god. Okay, alright, okay. Yeah, like I say, Blizzard, the functionality of Blizzard with Orb, and if those guys move too fast, I just throw an Orb and slow stuff down, and the frantic pace of fast-moving cows or whatever's coming after you is a lot more manageable, right? And that's where Frozen Orb really shines, in that crowd control. Blizzard, on the other hand, yeah, I don't know. These are both pretty good as far as a secondary skill goes. They are both pretty good in terms of clear speed, but I would say probably the Frozen Orb spell, just for its functionality, for its ability to target more specifically, is an easier spell to make use of. Blizzard really shines when you get a lot of damage, so stuff dies instantly. But when stuff isn't dying instantly and you have to keep targeting and run things around and things start to build up in frenzy and there's more and more things to have to avoid, it starts to become more difficult to function with Blizzard. Whereas a weaker Frozen Orb is just a little bit more usable, even when stuff doesn't die right away. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm missing all these cows somehow, but how am I missing these cows so well? I don't know. There we go. Yep. I mean, clear speed looks almost comparable when you take in the sort of janky targeting of Blizzard versus the sort of less damage of Frozen Orb, but good targeting. As a secondary skill, I can say finally, hopefully, I believe, at least in my humble opinion, that Frozen Orb is probably a better secondary skill for just 20 hard points of investment in terms of, taking out those cold or those those immunities which are not cold, basically. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think that's probably it. I'm all out of mana here, so that's probably a good way to end this video. And yeah, like I say, if you're not dealing with really tanky cows, Frozen Orb is going to be probably more viable in certain areas, so please keep that in mind, like the pit or something like that, right? If you only had 20 points into Frozen Orb and you needed to deal with the non-cold immunities, Frozen Orb is just so specific in how you can target it. It might be the more easy to use and more practical spell. So anyway, I hope you have all enjoyed a look at this video, Frozen Orb versus Blizzard. I would say that between the two of them, Blizzard takes the cake. It just got so much raw, powerful damage output. It just absolutely destroys anything it touches. That being said, if you're only going to invest 20 points into a secondary skill for a hybrid sorceress, I would probably go with Frozen Orb. That would be my choice between the two, because Blizzard starts to slow down and becomes kind of tricky to target and use when it's not just absolutely destroying things instantly. So the Frozen Orb and that crowd control and that ability to kite a little bit more easily and slow down what you want to slow down might be more effective, and the actual clear speed between the two with 20 hard points into either is not too different. So for that reason, yeah, Frozen Orb gets the best secondary skill and Blizzard gets the most powerful skill. Hope you have all enjoyed this video.